Oh, ok, está bien. Porque yo hablo español también, pero mi familia es de Puerto Rico.
Hola.
Ah,
Hello.
qué bello.
Sí, tú también, tú también.
Sí, tengo familia.
Hello. Wow. Look at that.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Um, good morning. Good morning. Okay, let me get organized here. And we will begin. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. Oops, gotta get onto Instagram too. Good morning and welcome to Mystical Teachings from Netanya. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We say good morning as we do every morning at this time. Diana in Ohio. We're on 3 platforms over here: Facebook, Clubhouse, Instagram. So we say to TJ in Melbourne, Australia, good evening. Anna is with us in Budapest, Hungary. Michael is in Germany. Good afternoon to you. Jan is in Mexico. Wow, we've got an all-star cast from across the ocean. Irma and St. Martin, across a different ocean. And in Georgia, Elaine is with us. Robert in Boston. Paula and Greg in Bakersfield, California. Deborah is with us in Kitchener, Ontario. And Calgary, we have Eugenia. Oh, 2 Canadians. And look at that, 3rd Canadian, David and Batya. And Diana in London, Ontario. All these Canadians. And Batya in Montreal. Look at that. Julie is in Florida with us. Tony in Florida likewise. Amy, welcome. Michael in Alexandria, Virginia. Marilyn is in Toronto. Good morning. AJ, Boker Tov to you. Rena in Colorado. Boker Tov. David in California. Rima in India. Welcome, Rima. Olena is in Kiev. All right. And in Ohio, Karen is with us. Maurice, welcome. Alyssa in Toronto. Powix is in the Philippines. Casey in St. Louis. Beautiful. Clubhouse, we have Adi and Noe, Marcy Bear, Sina, Jade, Vilma, and Batya. Wonderful. Instagram, we also have Lisa. We have in Dubai, Violet, Aiko. I don't know if I got that right. Reggie. Can't get your usernames. USA for Israel. All right. I hope that's all of USA. Okay. Today we conclude the 48th chapter. Just a reminder for those on Facebook and Instagram, if you're asking a question, please put 2 question marks first, so I recognize that it's a question. Otherwise, there's well over 100 comments, up to 200 comments daily, and it's hard to go through all the comments and to know exactly if it's a question or not. Secondly, just that everybody should sort of be on the same page, even though we're not. We have Facebook, Clubhouse, Instagram, and they're all different platforms, and because of that, they have a different culture. So I want to make sure that we respect everybody and give everybody the time, space, the opportunity. So it's a bit it's a bit difficult, at least for me. It's a challenge to be able to keep everybody in mind. So I'm trying the best that I can. Important, please, that the first part will be teachings from the Tanya, then comes discussion. So I'm not gonna ask the questions from Facebook or during the first part. When I finish, then I ask people, I know now that, so you can please share that, which is very important because that then helps you to regurgitate it, the learnings that you own it. So that's important that you do that on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram, and that can be shared verbally on Clubhouse. Since you can't write anything there, at least you can converse and express it. So that's a very important element. And then, of course, the questions and answers, or any comments, or any challenges, whatever it is, and things are open as always. All right. So, where are we? We are understanding God as creator. And the reason we want to understand God as creator is then we can understand afterwards God as we having a relationship with him. Let me put this in other terms to make it real for us in human terms. There's people that we have a relationship with. There's people, a person, or every one of us, what we do as far as work, what we do, and the things we do. But then there is who we are. So just to give, to put this in another perspective, there is, like during the week, 6 days a week, you shall work. 7th day, you rest. What does rest mean? It means to become who you are, to reveal a deeper part within you. So likewise in a relationship, there's God, what he does. That's what he does. What he does is create. But then there is God, who he is, and the deeper relationship that we have to him and who he is. Right now, we're not talking about that element. We're going to get back there. Right now, we're talking about what God does. What does he do? He creates, right? Now, do we create? Can we do something from nothing? Well, God does that. We might make something from nothing, but that's a different story, and maybe that's not such a good thing, to make something from nothing. But that power is the power within the Creator to take total nothingness and then from there to make something, a world, a creation. How's that done? 2 elements that we've been speaking about. There's the element of the infinite of God. That infinite of God would create infinite creations if it were not that God contracted upon the infinite nature of his being, and that contraction allows now for a very small, incomparable ray of divine energy to create. To create a pen or an animate object, like this nice gift I got. Chaim, everybody. So, the inanimate object, vegetation, animal, human, each is a lesser contraction as you go up to the human being, is lesser contraction of the divine light, but yet it is, and it conceals on the infinite of God. Is the infinite of God here? Yes. And that's, it is God's infinite presence is here, but not in a way that we can experience, that is in a way that we feel it. Now, let me explain now how this works above, in God himself, the creative force, the infinite and the finite. So the infinite is ultimately something that we have no description of. It's pure, simplistic, whole oneness of God that is beyond any divine wisdom, beyond any divine compassion. Compassion, intelligence, is already a so to speak, it's a human construct. It is in the essence of God, he's beyond intelligence. Intelligence is already some adjective describing something, which is a parameter, giving a limitation, and can't say that about God. Right? Yet, that essence of God, that is beyond all, emanated, not created, not creation yet, emanated from him a limited aspect of him, which is intelligence, Chabad, Chachma Bina V'das, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and then all of the other 7 divine attributes, 10 altogether. They are totally bound up in one with God. Not like by us. It's not a perfect unity, our intelligence. And let me explain. Let me explain. So the Rambam, Maimonides, says like this. How is it that God knows me? How is it that I know that, Batya is Vilma, Marcy, Sina, Noe, and Susanna, and Julie, and TJ, and, are all here, is very different than the way God is aware of us. Rambam says that God is the knower, the known, and the knowledge all at once. What does that mean? So let's take from human perspective. My soul is the knower. My intelligence is the tool of knowledge. And the known is the fact that I know that you guys are here learning together. At least I think I know. Right? Or that 2 plus 2 equals 4. I know that. Or that l'chaim. I know that I have a cup of water in my hand. Those 3 things are all separate things. They're not coming together. And that's why you become more knowledgeable, because that knowledge is now added to who you are. It's not simplistic whole oneness with you. By God, knowing, knower, and the known are all the same. So what does that mean? It means that God is knowing himself when he knows you and I, or he knows a little mosquito in the middle of the, somewhere on Earth here. How's he aware? Because he knows himself. How am I aware of a mosquito? Because, well, the other day I had buzzing in here, a bee. I don't know how it got in here. But that became an added awareness to me that I didn't have before. So therefore, I'm not perfect. I'm growing. I'm becoming more knowledgeable. God is not becoming more knowledgeable. So, now I got something more. Why not? Because knowledge is something that emanated from him. It's not the essence of him. And that knowledge is perfectly one with him. So just as, and here's also a major distinction. Just because I have wisdom, does that mean my wisdom has to be used? Sometimes I might do stupid things, and I'm not using my wisdom. So I have the potential for wisdom, but I'm not truly one with it because it's not realized necessarily, right? Kindness likewise. Am I always using kindness? God is one with his kindness. He is one with his wisdom, meaning that it always is. Just like God is, so likewise is his divine intelligence, his divine wisdom, and his divine kindness. Totally is. So even though, now when we speak about divine intelligence, it's definitive. It has parameters, and therefore it's got a definition, and that definition is limitation. That limitation of the divine is one with the essence of God himself. This is a bit of an abstract idea. I hope I explained it clearly. That part of God, right, the essence of God, that is bound up with the divine attributes, is what is responsible for creating a world, something from nothing, constantly, consistently, and is always present. So how is God? So let me give you a metaphor that you can appreciate this. Close your eyes, everybody, for a moment, and think about it's Thursday, Shabbos is coming. Think about, pre-COVID, post-COVID, especially for us Canadians, with all the, the challenges we have of not coming together. So think about having your family and friends at your Shabbos table, and think about, a beautiful lit candles, beautiful table set, and your family, your friends are there, and you create that picture in your head, right? So how are you aware of it? Because you're aware of yourself. You're the one who created that reality, right? That image within your head. The moment you stop thinking it, it ceases to exist. Why does it exist? Because I know it. Because I'm thinking it. So similarly, and the moment I stop thinking it, poof, it doesn't exist. The moment I stop being aware of it, having knowledge of it, it no longer is. That's how God is creating the world. He's creating the world in such a manner that he is the knower, the knowledge, and the known. Now, I can't create the knowledge of 2 + 2 = 4. I can add that into me, right? And then it's now something added to me. But God, nothing's added to him. The awareness, the knowledge that he has is of him. Why? Because he's the knower, the knowledge, and the known all at once, the same. And therefore, his awareness is what, just like my awareness of thinking of my family and friends around the Shabbos table, is what brings into reality the image of it only, right? By God, it's not the image. What is it? Me, you, and the rest of creation, bringing it into being. How? Ex Nihilo. Because it's one moment it wasn't there, right? And then I think it. I'm aware of it. It's there. Take it away, it's not. Now, God doesn't ever take away that knowledge. Just as he is, so is the knowledge. And therefore, the creative force of bringing it into being is always there. But then we're going to get much more into those finer details in the second book of Tanya. We'll get there. But this is what we're talking about, is God is encompassing being aware of everything. And that awareness is not coming from the essence of God. It's coming from the contraction of the essence of God into a sphera, divine attribute, knowledge, that is now has a parameter, a definition, limitation, and that is how God is aware. Because in the essence of God, there's awareness. Awareness presupposes that there's something to be aware of. Well, in the essence of God, beyond that. Yet, that awareness or that knowledge, that intelligence of God is one with the essence of God. And as the Rambam says, this is, we can say these words, but we really don't get it because this is out of our world of experience. Because we have I can say that God is the knower, the knowledge, and the known is one. I know exactly what that means because I'm not that. Right? God is. I can understand why it has to be, because for me, again, oh, look at that. I got a mug. Just became aware of it. I mean, this moment again, right? That's super added to me. I know something new, more. I learned something new in Tanya today, right? So I know something more. That means added to me. That means there's something outside of me. I can't say that about God. Therefore, per force, we have to say that the knowledge, the known, and the knower are perfectly one, because they're perfectly one with the essence of God. And therefore, it's not a creation of God, the divine wisdom. It is an emanation of God. Creation means there's a separateness. And that's how, from there is what God creates, you and I, entire universes, right? All of the galaxies. How? Not like he set something in motion, like, I fashioned, by the way, I fashioned this, right? I made this, and now it exists on its own because I let go of it. God didn't create the world and let go of it. No. He is creating it. How? Because he is the knowledge, known, and the known. And that is all encompassed in him. Again, unlike us. And therefore, bringing it into creation is something from nothing. As we gave the metaphor, when you think in your head and you create, your family and friends around the Shabbos table, you are creating from nothing. Think about it. It's not like you brought, you brought a person from here and a person from there, and you bring them all together, Okay, no. You just thought it in your head. It's all there. Then you stop thinking it. It's no longer there. It's not a nothing. That's how God is creating us every moment. I know now that. What do I know? I know now that I know. No. So, whoever wants to have a question, or anybody wants to share, but are there any questions here that I've on Facebook? I don't see any. A reminder, 2 question marks, and then ask your question. So that way I am clear that it is a question.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning.
I am not seeing any questions as of yet on my end either, but I would like to say I know now that Hashem, everything that, just like he knows, he is the knower, number one, and that he knows everything, and everything that he knows is within himself. It's an illumination of himself, whereas with us, it is very limited in what we know, because we have to cogitate and meditate on, or there has to be a thought placed to have a knowledge of something. It has to start with, like what Chabad stands for, Chachma Bina Das. There has to start with a spark intellectually.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else a question or something to share? David says, I know now that we learn new information which was not previously part of us. We become the knower of the info after we learn it. Oops, everything's moving over here. Our abilities to know are separate from us, but we are part of Hashem and not outside of him, as he is the knower, knowledge, and one, and as one. Very good. Excellent. Eugenia, I know now that Hashem is the knowledge, the known, and the knower. It is all encompassed in the divine, allowing Hashem to create the world from nothing, from his emanation of wisdom. Excellent, excellent. I hope this was clear. Does anybody not have clarity on the concept? Say aye. All right. All right. Wonderful. So I don't. Let me see here on Instagram. Do I see something? As Clara says, the more we learn, the more we realize that we really know nothing. That's right. Tachlis hayediyah shlei neidach. Actually, it's interesting in Hebrew. The purpose of knowledge is to not know. How could that be? Because the purpose of knowledge is to know and know and know, and then come to realization, I really don't know. You know, let me explain that. A 5-year-old child and Albert Einstein, you know, they have something in common. Albert Einstein, you know, doesn't know many of the mysteries of the universe as the 5-year-old child, except his not knowing is a very different not knowing than a 5-year-old. So we learn and we learn and we know, and ultimately we come to the place of humility, of recognizing that I don't know. I thought I knew. That's a very healthy and very enriching. And the more we learn, the more we come to that. That doesn't mean we don't have what to share and there isn't an insight and so on. But you know, we come to a point and we realize, you know, I get it, but then there's more that you don't get. Daisy, I know now that Hashem is incredible. Something of, I'm not sure, I didn't get that. He is, and creates everything and everyone. Something from nothing. Oh, and knows everything. Yes. So just to bring that idea, just to clarify that idea. As I said, we can't create ex nihilo, something from nothing. We can just do cause and effect, as in our world. But we have a metaphor for it, thinking in your mind, and you know, of a scenery that we create out of, so to speak, out of nothing. You know, and the more we learn and understand this, the more we won't make something out of real nothingness, you know. And maybe that's the take-home lesson. If we realize that only God can make something from nothing, so, you know, hey, don't, you know, get over things, recognize that God is the creator of something from nothing, and don't make something out of a real nothing in your life. Marcy.
Just to go along with your point, I read an article that in our dreams, even people that we think we don't know, that we don't recognize, we don't make up anything. Those are people that we've seen somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not creating anything new even in our dreams. And those people that we don't know, that we don't recognize, they all exist. We've seen them in magazines or somewhere on TV in passing, and it registered in our brain, and then our brain used them, recycled them into our dreams.
Very good. Thank you for that, Marcy. Yeah. Especially, you know, because of dreams are from the subconscious mind. And yeah, I remember once reading that what we are aware in a moment is like 7 parts versus what our subconscious is aware, you know, on the conscious mind unaware, but on the subconscious, like I don't know, it was like 1 million parts. So yeah, exactly. In other words, there could be in our subconscious mind an image or a person that, I never saw that person. Well, you did see that person, but you weren't consciously aware of it, and it was picked up in your subconscious, and look at that, you're dreaming about that person. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I have a few more moments because I have to actually end a few moments early today. Any other questions, comments?
There are a few I know nows.
Okay, Michael, I know now that I did not know what we could create out of nothing, but memories can direct you and choose to live on a higher plane. Okay, excellent. Okay, I read others. And okay, I think that's it. And beautiful. Okay, folks, we will continue tomorrow, God willing. Actually, this afternoon at 12:45. That'll be on Clubhouse and on Zoom and on Facebook. You want to join us on Zoom, 770, 6085. It's also on Facebook, Chabad ZK. And we're going to learn Pirkei Avot, Jewish ethics. Today, 12:45. Would ever like to come and join us. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Rabbi. I won't be available for the next couple of days, so I just wanted to let you know.
Sure. Okay. God bless you.